Hello everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. In this video we're going to learn how to create Outlook calendar event from Jotform submission. So I am an owner of a makeup studio, and to book the appointments for my clients I have created a form with the help of Jotform. So here my objective is that whenever a new form submission is going to be done by any of my clients who are booking the appointment with the help of Jotform, automatically an event of the appointment booked should be created in my Outlook calendar. For that, what we are going to do is we are going to create an automation between Jotform and Microsoft Office 365, that is Outlook calendar, with the help of Pabbly Connect. Pabbly Connect runs on two concepts, that is trigger and action. In this process, my trigger application is going to be Jotform and my action application is Microsoft Office 365, that is Outlook calendar. So if you want to learn how to do this automation, then let me take you all to my screen.
In this video, we are going to learn how to create Outlook calendar events from Jotform submission. So I am an owner of a makeup studio, and to book the appointments by the clients, I have created a form with the help of Jotform. So my objective is that whenever a new form submission is going to be done with the help of Jotform, automatically an appointment should be booked on my Outlook calendar. For that, what we are going to do is we are going to simply create an automation between Jotform and Outlook with the help of Pabbly Connect. So on the screen you can see the website of Pabbly Connect, that is pabbly.com/connect. After browsing this website, we need to sign in to our Pabbly Connect account. But if you're a new user, you can sign up for free and get 100 free tasks every month. So as I'm an existing user, I'm going to sign in to my Pabbly Connect account. After signing in, you can see the All Pabbly Apps window in front of you, in which you can see the 5 applications of Pabbly, from which we are going to select Pabbly Connect by clicking on Access Now. Then Pabbly Connect's dashboard is going to appear in front of you. In order to start an automation process in Pabbly Connect, we need to create a workflow. For that, you have to click on this top right corner button right over here that says Create Workflow. Then a new dialog box is going to appear in front of you, which is asking for a workflow name. So I'm going to give a name to my workflow as Create Outlook Calendar Event from Jotform Submission. So this is a name that I want to give to my workflow. Next, it is asking for us to select a folder. On the left side of my screen, you can see I've created multiple folders in my Pabbly Connect account, from which I'm going to select a specific folder in which I want to save this workflow in. For selecting, we're going to click on this arrow. So these are the folders from which I'm going to select Jotform Automations as the folder I want to save this workflow in. Then we're going to click on Create in order to create a workflow. A workflow is created in the name of Create Outlook Calendar Event from Jotform Submission, and there are two windows in front of you. One says Trigger, another says Action. Trigger and Action are the two most important steps of our automation process because our process depends on these two steps. Over here, Trigger says when this happens and Action says do this. That means our action is a response towards our trigger. In an automation process, there can be only one trigger step but multiple action steps. Firstly, what we are going to do is we are going to set up our trigger step by clicking on this arrow right over here, and for the trigger application we are going to select it as Jotform. So for the trigger application I'm going to select it as Jotform, and for the trigger event as New Response. We have selected our trigger application as Jotform and our trigger event as New Response because we want that whenever a new form submission is going to be done by any of my clients for booking the appointment, automatically Pabbly Connect should capture the response of the form submission. And you can see after selecting the trigger application and the event, Pabbly Connect has provided us with a webhook URL. With the help of this unique webhook URL, we're going to connect Jotform with Pabbly Connect. So firstly, I'm going to copy this URL from here. Then we have to follow the steps given here below in order to connect Jotform with Pabbly Connect. Okay, firstly we're going to connect the form that we have created with the help of Jotform with Pabbly Connect. For that, I'm going to open the form. So this is the form that I've created in the name of appointment booking form. So this is the form that I've created, and then we're going to connect this form with Pabbly Connect by clicking on settings right over here. From the left side of my screen, we have to select integrations right over here. Then this integration screen is going to appear. Then on the search bar, we have to search for webhooks. So I'm going to search over here for webhooks. I'm going to select webhooks right over here. So as you can see, webhook screen is going to appear over here. It is asking for us to add a webhook. Over here, we're going to paste the webhook URL that Pabbly Connect has provided us, and then we're going to click on complete integration. As you can see that over here it says integration ready. That means we have successfully connected this form with Pabbly Connect. If I'm going to take you back to the workflow that we have created in our Pabbly Connect, over here it is saying waiting for webhook response. So now what we are going to do is, as over here it is waiting for the webhook response, we are going to do a test submission of the form that we have created with the help of Jotform. For that, what we are going to do is we are going to open the form that I've created. So this is the form that I've created right over here, and to do the test submission we have to click on publish right over here. After clicking on publish, over here it is saying open a new tab. We're going to click on it. So this is the form that I've created, and with the help of this form we're going to do a test submission, and we're going to check whether Pabbly Connect is going to capture the response of the test submission or not. Okay, it is asking for the first name, last name, email, date and the time. So this is the date of the booking, the time, on which time do you want to book the appointment. Okay, as it is in the 24 hours time format, we're going to enter the time in 24-hour time format. Firstly, we're going to fill in all the details. Firstly, for the name over here, for the first name over here, I'm going to write it as test. For the last name over here, I'm going to write it as account01. For the email over here, I'm going to write it as testaccount01@pabblytudes.com. For the date of the booking over here, I'm going to select a random date. So I've selected the date as 25th of May 2024, and for the time over here, I'm going to select it as 16:00, which is 4 p.m. Okay, so I've filled in all the details. After that, I'm going to click on submit. As you can see that over it says your submission has been received. Now we're going to open our Pabbly Connect account, and we're going to check whether in the workflow that we have created the response is captured or not. For that, I'm going to open our Pabbly Connect account. I'm going to scroll down, and yes, as you can see right over here, a response is captured. If you're going to scroll down right over here, for the first name as test, last name as account01, email as testaccount01@pabblytudes.com. For the time as 16:00, which is actually 4 p.m. For the date is 29th month as 05, year as 2024. So this means that we successfully connected Jotform with Pabbly Connect. Okay, as we want that whenever a new form submission is going to be done for the booking of my appointments by my clients with the help of Jotform, automatically an event should be created in my Outlook calendar. So what we are going to do is we are going to set up our action step, and for the action application I'm going to select it as Microsoft Office 365, and for the action event we're going to select it as create event in calendar. And then we're going to click on connect in order to connect Microsoft Office 365 with Pabbly Connect. As you can see, a new window is going to appear on which we have to click on add new connection. After that, we're going to click on connect with Microsoft Office 365. Then a new window is going to appear which is asking for a permission. I'm going to click on accept, as this is a safe process and my data is perfectly safe with Pabbly Connect. As you can see that we have successfully authorized Microsoft Office 365 with Pabbly Connect. Okay, next it is asking for us to select a calendar. So I have created a calendar in my Microsoft Office 365 in the name of new events. So for the calendar right over here, I'm going to select it as new events. Next it is asking for the subject of the event. For the subject of the event over here, I'm going to write it as appointment booked. So this is the subject of my event right over here. Next it is asking for the content. Over here, I'm going to write the content as appointment booked for the content as well. Next it is asking for us to select a start date, on which date the event is starting. As for the start date, we have selected the date as 29th of May 2024. So we are going to enter the start date right over here. But as you can see in the explanation right over here is the given example of how do we want to enter the date. So I'm going to copy this example from here and I'm going to paste the example right over here. As firstly over here you can see it is asking for the year of on which the appointment is booked. So what we are going to do is for the year data right over here, we are going to map the data. Mapping means inserting data from the previous step. So we're going to insert the data from the previous step of this automation workflow. As you can see, after clicking on this field over here, it says Jotform new response. So this was the previous step of this automation workflow. As you can see right over here, as I'm going to click on this arrow, this was the same response that was captured in our previous step. As over here we want the data for the year, so what we are going to do is we're going to map the data. So I'm going to search for the year right over here and I'm going to map the data for the year right over here. Next it is asking for the month right over here. So what we are going to do is we're going to map the data for the month right over here as well. So I'm going to search for the month right over here. Next it is asking for the date of the appointment on which it is booked. So we're going to map the data for the date right over here. So I'm going to search for date right over here. I'm going to map the data of the date right over here. Next it is asking for the time right over here. Firstly it is coming as hours, minutes and seconds. So firstly for the hours right over here, I'm going to map the data of the time that we have received in our hours. So I'm going to select over here as hours right over here. Next for the minute right over here, I'm going to select it as, firstly I'm going to search for minute. and I'm going to map the data for the minute. And for the seconds, I'm going to leave it like that because we have not received the response for seconds right over here. And as I map the data right over here, what happens is the data has now become dynamic. That means whenever a new response is going to be captured in our previous step, automatically the data right over here is going to be updated. Okay, so this is how we enter the start date right over here with the time. Next, it is asking for the start time zone. For the start time zone over here, we have to search for Chennai. So I'm going to map the data. As you can see where it says Chennai, Kolkata, Mumbai, New Delhi. We're going to select the start time zone as Chennai, Kolkata, Mumbai, Delhi. So this is a UTC time zone. Next, it is asking for the end date, and as the appointment which is booked is going to be for an hour, so what we are going to do is for the end date right over here, we are going to extend the time to an hour on the same date. How are we going to do that? For that, we are going to click on plus button right over here to add another action step, and for the action application, we are going to select it as date/time formatter. Date time formatter is an amazing feature by Pabbly Connect which is going to help you to format the date and the time. Next, it is asking for the action event. For the action event, we're going to select it as add/subtract time. Then we're going to click on connect. Over here, it is asking for us to enter the date. So we're going to enter the date in the same format that we have entered in our start date. Okay. So for the date over here, I'm going to enter the date in the same format. So this is the same date format which I have written as a start date in our previous step. Okay. So next, it is asking for the impression. How much time do we want to add or subtract from the time given? Enter right over here. So as I want to add 1 hour, so I'm going to write over here as add 1 hours. Because over here in the example, you can see it is shown that how you can enter the time. So as I want to just add an hour because the appointment is for an hour, so I'm going to write over here as the impressions of 1 hour. Okay. Next, it is asking for the to format right over here. We have to select the format that we want to change. So I want to select the format as a UTC time zone. So this is the format that I've entered the time. I'm going to select this. And then for the from format, I'm going to select the same time zone that I've selected right over here. Then we're going to click on save and send test request. As you can see right over here, result is received, and for the time over here now it is saying 17, which means an hour is increased in this time. But as you can see in the result, after the second over here it's saying plus 00:00. So we don't require this data right over here. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove this data from this result right over here. And how we're going to do that? For that, you click on this plus button right over here. And for the action application, we are going to select it as text formatter. Text formatter by Pabbly is an amazing feature by Pabbly that will help us to format the text. Over here for the action event, we're going to select it as split text, and then we're going to click on connect. Over here, it is asking for us to select the text that we want to split. With the help of split text, we can split the text. For that, over here, what we're going to do is we're going to map the data of the result that we have received in our previous step of datetime formatter. I'm going to map the data of the result right over here. And as you don't want the data after plus right over here, so for the separator, I'm going to select it as plus. And for the segment index, as we require the first segment right over here, I'm going to select it as first. And then I'm going to click on save and send test request. As you can see, for the result, a result is received, and over here after the second 0, over here you can see nothing is there. That means we have removed the result from here, as you can see right over here. So as we have done that, now we have to open this step right over here. And for the end date right over here, we're going to map the result that we have received in our previous step. Next, it is asking for us to select the end time zones. For the time zone, I'm going to select it as Chennai, Kolkata, Mumbai, New Delhi, UTC. That is UTC plus 5:30 right over here. So next, it is asking for the reminder. Over here, it says enter the number of minutes before the start of the event. So I want the reminder before 30 minutes of the event right over here. So I've written it as 30. For the importance over here, I'm going to select it as normal. For the sensitivity as normal as well. For the location, as I don't require the step, I'm going to skip the part. For the show as, I'm going to skip the part. Next, it is asking for the name. So for the name, I'm going to enter the name of my client who have booked the appointment. So I'm going to map the data for the name of my client. First, the first name space the last name right over here. Next, it is asking for the email. We're going to map the data of the email of our client right over here. Next, it is asking for the type. I'm going to skip the part as I don't require this step right over here. And after that, I'm going to click on save and send test request. After clicking on save and send test request, as you can see right over here, response is received and a response is received that is positive. Now we're going to open our Outlook calendar and we're going to check whether an appointment is added to my Outlook calendar or not. For that, I'm going to open my Outlook calendar. As we have booked the appointment for the 29th, I'm going to open, and yes, as you can see right over here, an appointment is added on the date of 29th May 2024 for the time 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. as you can see right over here. If I'm going to click on this button right over here, so this is the appointment right over here for the name of test account 01, as you can see right over here. It has the detail for the email as testaccount01@pabblytudes.com. So this means that we fully connected Jotform with Outlook calendar. Okay, but now for all of you guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do another form submission that I've created with the help of Jotform, and I'm going to book another appointment, and I'm going to check whether the appointment is added to our Outlook calendar or not. For that, I'm going to open my form that I've created. As you can see, this is the form that I've created right over here. And for doing a test submission, you have to click on publish, then on open in new tab. So this is the form that I've created, and with the help of this form, we're going to do a test submission. I'm going to book a test appointment right over here by filling all the details such as first name, last name, email, the date of booking, and the time of booking right over here. So I'm going to fill in all the details. As you can see over here, I've filled in all the details. So the first name as dummy, last name as account12, email as dummyaccount12@pabblytudes.com. For the date of the booking as 08/06/2024, which is 8th of June 2024, for the time as 5 right over here. After filling all the details, I'm going to click on submit to do a test submission. As you can see over, it says your submission has been received. Now we're going to open our Outlook calendar and we're going to check whether an appointment is booked on the date of 8th June or not. For that, I'm going to open my Outlook calendar. I'm going to go to the month of June right over here. And as you can see right over here, for the 8th of June, you can see an appointment is booked. And this is the appointment right over here for the time of 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. This is a morning appointment right over here from 5 to 6 a.m. As you can see, if I'm going to open this appointment right over here, you can see the appointment is booked by dummy account 12 for the email as dummyaccount12@pabblytudes.com. So this means that we successfully connected Jotform with Outlook calendar with the help of Pabbly Connect. So now to sum up till now what we have done, I am an owner of a makeup studio, and for booking the appointments, I have created a form with the help of Jotform. So my objective is that whenever any of my clients books an appointment with the help of form submission and the form that I've created with the help of Jotform, automatically an event should be created in our Outlook calendar of the appointment that is booked by the client. For that, we have created an automation between Jotform and Outlook calendar with the help of Pabbly Connect, and this is how we create an automation between these two applications. So if you like this video, please do subscribe to our channel. Hit on the like button, comment down below if you have any questions or doubts, and please share this video.
Not just with these applications, you can create automation with the help of Pabbly Connect between multiple applications. If you have any doubts, you can send us email on support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can ask your queries on forum.pabbly.com. If you have any queries regarding the pricing of Pabbly Connect, then you can check out this link. If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel, hit on the like button, comment down below if you have any questions and doubts, and please share this video, and thank you for watching.